So it's felt like a while since the MCU has really hit home with audiences in a massive way. Quantumania was a miss, and while Black Panther Wakanda Forever was excellent, you got Thor Love and Thunder and Doctor Strange, which have been very divisive lately, but guys, I think this one is going to be a home run for so many guys. I, for one, absolutely adored this film. But guys, before we dive into this review, welcome to the channel. The name is Leo Rydell, and this is Geekly Goods. Here we talk the latest in the MCU, DCU, and beyond. So hey, if you're new, hit that subscribe button down below if you enjoy this type of content. And guys, today I am here to talk about Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3 and why it was a beautiful conclusion to the franchise. I just want to start out with the Guardians family themselves, the actors, the cast. They really bring that ragtag family energy right back to the film, and it just feels so great. We've gotten to Volume 3 at this point, and we've also seen them in Infinity War, Endgame. They've been roped in a couple of the Thor, Love and Thunder, so we've had quite a bit of time with the Guardians family, and it just pays off in so many ways because they just feel like a family. This cast literally feels like a family, and it just works so well with this dysfunctional brothers and sisters type vibe that they bring here to this film. It is at its best in this movie. Yes, I know, I gotta take that back a little. The first one was great, but I would say the family dynamic is at its best here. We get Cosmo in a lot more, we get Kraglin in more. Gotta love this ragtag dysfunctional family of Guardians that we've come to love and know so much. They just bring it here, man. They're enjoyable, they're funny, the comedy is a lot of fun, and the jokes really work. So Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 1 came out and had this certain brand of humor, this kind of goofiness that the MCU wasn't quite used to prior to it, and then it kind of took that formula of the Guardians of the Galaxy comedy and ran with it, and it works here so well. It doesn't feel like they're trying too hard, doesn't feel too jokey or too unbalanced, because it is this movie's humor. This is Guardians of the Galaxy. We're used to this kind of humor here that's tight, that's fun, that's punchy, well-timed, and can be a little over the top, but fun and goofy with these characters. It is just so well laid out. Between the characters and the family, the comedy, so good, guys. There are so many emotional moments in this film. Be prepared for the tissues, because holy smokes, there are a lot of emotional beats in this movie. And honestly, I just gotta say, this is Rocket's movie. That's all I'm gonna say. I'm not gonna spoil, I'm not gonna say anything about that character. I just wanna say this is his movie. But moving a little bit deeper into that, we learn in the trailers that Lila is also in the film, who is Rocket's girlfriend. And we get to see some of those scenes play out throughout the movie, and I love how well balanced Rocket's past is put into the film. So I really love how exploratory they go with that character in this movie. I think it's very important because throughout the entire Guardians franchise, it's been so hush-hush and on the down low about where he comes from, but it really works here, and James Gunn just injects it right into that screenplay, and it just works so beautifully. It's emotional, well balanced, and it just plays so well, and it plays with so many emotions, guys. Whew, the memory scenes with Rocket, holy crap. That's all I'm gonna say. I don't want to spoil too much about that. But the story absolutely rocks. It's, to me, especially for 2:15, I did not feel like I was staying too long. I did not feel too many lulls in the film. I thought that it was very well paced. I liked the story a lot. I liked that we split up with multiple teams, like micro teams of the Guardians. It just works for a big group like this, where you can kind of micro them up and get them together in trios or quadruples to really work together separately. And I love that about the Guardians movies, and we do that again here, and it just works so well for the story. It's razor sharp with its pacing, in my opinion. I know some will disagree. And I really like the villain. The High Evolutionary was great. He makes you actually hate him. There isn't this like relatable B of let's be empathetic with the villain. Oh my gosh, he comes from this. No, this guy is horrible and you hate him. Every time we see him, we want him off our screens. I love how much of a big bad this guy was. He meant business. He had presence. Because of what he was doing with the animals, it really makes you hate him. So I love the High Evolutionary, and I thought, wow, what a great punch here with that villain, man. Chuck Wuji, I think that's how he is pronounced. His name is pronounced. Did an excellent job as a High Evolutionary, along with the rest of the cast. Of course, Chris Pratt, Zoe Saldana, Karen Gillan. Listen, everybody, Groot, Rocket, Vin Diesel, and Bradley Cooper did absolutely amazing. Palm Clientif, so many, man. Even Cosmo, she was a great new addition, man. Props to Maria Bakalova, she was great as Cosmo, and I loved involving that character even more in this movie. So the new characters too, let's talk about Adam Warlock, because I really like what they did with Adam Warlock here. We won't get too spoilery, but I think where they took that character made sense because he is out of a cocoon. So because of that reason, I think what they did with Adam Warlock, some may not like, but I thoroughly enjoyed. I thought it was funny. I thought it worked for that character. And I thought Will Poulter, man, did a great job with that performance. So man, a great cast, great characters, emotional story beats. Another banger soundtrack, guys, banger soundtrack. But I love the deep themes that are explored in Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3. When you have that family that you love and you're willing to go to great lengths to make sure they're safe, literally putting your life on the line for your family. And that is what Guardians of the Galaxy 3 gets so well, putting your life on the line for the people you love. Being open to explore other surroundings as well. I think that that's a little bit more of a theme too, but I really loved how this story played out, guys. I had a great time with Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3. The music, the score, the visual effects. We got to talk about that real quick. Cut the brakes, because guys, the visual effects were some of the best that Marvel has had in a while. Like, I think that this looked believable. The visuals were colorful. They looked brought to life, and it didn't look like a blue screen. They looked so convincing. When we were in space, it felt so explorational, and it worked. Guys, I just had a blast with this movie. It really freaking worked for me, guys. I really had a great time with Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3. I don't know if maybe it was my theater, but the sound mixing was a little bit off though. Like some of the explosions and the lasers, and it wasn't in IMAX, and I was like, maybe my ear has just gotten so used to IMAX, but unfortunately the sound mixing was just not there. I'm not sure if it was just this cut of the movie or whatever. I'm gonna check it out again because I was a little bit like weirded out with some of the weird like imbalance of sounds that was going on. So that was one thing that I didn't quite enjoy. And then also, I think Adam Warlock could have been in it a little bit more. I think that maybe his role kind of got a little minimalized just because there's a lot going on. So I think it would have been cool to see a little more Adam Warlock. Here and there was some lulls in the film, but all in all, I think the consensus is gonna be that this was good, guys. I had such a great time. It was so emotional. Bring the tissues, y'all. I'm serious, bring them tissues, because wow, really like the themes as well. Really just love the colors, the visual, the colorful purples and greens, and just these nice beautiful reds. Just a really good color palette as well, guys. It feels like quality Marvel. Like if you compare this to Quantumania, you're gonna feel this imbalance because it just feels like quality. It feels like such a great step up, and I gotta shout out James Gunn. He did an excellent job with this trilogy. I think this is a great closing to the Guardians of the Galaxy franchise, and it's bittersweet to see to say goodbye to the Guardians, man. 1, 2, and 3. Great trilogy. Guys, if I had to give a rating to Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3, I am going with a 9 out of 10. Yes, you heard me right, a 9 out of 10. I love the film. I had a great time, aside from some sound issues and maybe a little more Adam Warlock, some lulls in it here and there. I loved it, guys. Let me know your thoughts down in the comments. Are you anticipating Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3? And if you're new to the channel, what are you doing? Hit that subscribe button down below, baby. And we'll see you next time on Geekly Goods.